Was there ever something in your life that you just needed to get done? Like your back was against the wall. Maybe you had to pay rent and you didn't have the money, but you were going to find the money because the last thing you're going to do is just get kicked out of your house or just be someone who doesn't pay their bills. Or maybe it was, something like getting into college or something. You had to get certain paperwork and like you were getting the runaround and you're like, I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm going to that office. I'm getting this stuff. Has there ever been anything in your life where you just needed to get something done? Or maybe it was your kid. Maybe they were sick and you're like, I need to knock on these doors. I need to find medicine. I need a ride to get to the hospital. Like something's going to happen. I need someone to take action right now, even though everyone's saying they can't or it's just not possible. Has that ever happened in your life? And the reason I bring this up is I wanted to share a few stories of a few people that I've been serving, some stories of my own with this idea behind resourcefulness. This has been such a powerful thing for me in the past few weeks. One of the people I work with, Darius Vega, he's been preaching from the mountaintops on with regard to resourcefulness, and it's really touched me in a very personal way because it's really just put together in words things that I've always felt and things that I've kind of run away from. So a few stories I'll share with you. One of my wonderful clients, I will call her Corey for anonymous purposes. She had to find an apartment. She had, just moved into this, like she had just like not moved in, but like kind of like how when you go from like a 1-bedroom to a bedroom, like a 2-bedroom, or you go from like a 2-bedroom to another 2-bedroom in the same complex. That's what happened with her. And a few months later, she was told that the landlord was selling the house, and that chances are she would have to, find a new place. Like there was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of feelings of like, oh man, this is not cool. This is not okay. I'm not happy with this, and I don't know if I can do this. There's a lot of uncertainty with regard to like how here's my money situation, here's my job situation. And we work together to find the truth, because oftentimes we like the feelings that we get, like we immediately go to like, I can't do that, or it's not possible. Here's all the reasons why it can't happen. And because of that, we feel this sense of overwhelm. We feel the sense of I can't do it, but it's not based off of actual truth and facts. We looked at our numbers and like, well, actually, like if my husband just worked, he can do it, but it'd be stretching it. But if I go back to work, like we'll be good. And yeah, maybe we'll have to downsize something. One of our kids is moving out soon anyways, but that's how we're going to be able to do it. So we created some more peace by, getting out of the emotional state and just actually looking at the truth. What is the truth? Great question for you to ask yourself whenever you're feeling something. And then at the same time, we started brainstorming, look, this is what we've got. We've got like, I don't know where it came from, like 3 months. I don't know, like there was no specific timetable, but we were like, hey, we got to find a place in 3 months. And that is, maybe the lease was coming up at that time, but we're like, hey, 3 months. And this was 3 weeks ago, we had this conversation. A week later, we spoke again and we were talking about the next steps. And then the week after that, so actually this was a month ago. I think that I'm getting the timetable wrong, but basically it happened in a very short period of time. We spoke one day about brainstorming the next steps. And then on the following Friday, we spoke and she had an apartment. And she had an apartment that the landlord, gave her gave her a cheaper price. He felt called to serve her and her family. It was like she got the landlord she wanted. And like, have you ever had a goal? Like, hey, I want this in a certain way. I want like a washer dryer in the apartment. I want a dishwasher. I want a garage space. I want this stuff. Like, these are my must-haves. And then you got it. Like, that's what happened with her. She was been praying and she was contemplating, like, she put it out, like, I want a landlord who's going to be awesome, who's going to be caring. I'm going to be a great tenant. I want him to be a great landlord. I want to be paying this much. I want this much space. I want to be in this part of the town. She got every single one of those things because she tapped into that resourcefulness and she didn't take no for an answer. She went for it and she went to create what it is that she wanted. So we spoke about it on one day. Let's just call it day one. By day 7, we spoke about it a second time. By day 8, she looked at an apartment with her husband. She was finding it. They were talking. By day 9, they confirmed that she has the apartment. She got all her security deposit from this other landlord and put it into this because, you know, it's a house, so they were familiar with each other. So she was able to do that. And by so that was day 1. Day 7, we spoke for the second time. Day 8, she went to look at the apartment. Day 9, she got the apartment. She forgot to tell me. So Corey, if you're listening to this, like, don't wait on your praise report. Day 1, day 7, day 14, she tells me she has the apartment. And that's what it's all about. There's not a lack of resources, there's a lack of resourcefulness. When someone tells you, a lot of people are going to default, and maybe you feel this way too, like, I can't do it. These are all the reasons why I can't do it. I have limited choices. I have limited income. I have limited money available to me. I live in a certain area. I have a certain kind of job. All of those are just, you're telling me all the resources that you have. Find a way. So in case I don't know if I've shared this in the past, for me and my wife, we planned our wedding with my mother-in-law in 3 months. We wanted to get married on a specific day. She wanted to, like, she loved the venue that she saw. And if you've ever, you know, tried to plan a wedding, that stuff is, you know, over, like, it's a lot of stuff to do and a lot of big price tags. And I'm of the idea that, like my wife and I mentioned, like, she mentioned it actually, like, people probably, like, take a little while to, you know, plan a wedding because of the amount of money they got to put in. And God showed up, and my mother-in-law showed up, and I showed up, and my wife showed up, and just the people in our life showed up. And we were able to have the wedding that we wanted on the day that we wanted, with the DJ, with the music, with the food, with the people that we wanted. And we were able to plan it in 3 months because we were moving to Boston 2 weeks later. And not only that, in that time, you know, I needed to find a job as well, and find a job that wasn't in Jersey. And we were able to make it happen because the alternative was, we don't get married, we don't move we don't move up together, like things like, the alternative was not an option. You tap into the resourcefulness. And there's a book that I wanted to share. My awesome coach JP mentioned that you can, you know, find the wisdom in anything. And I wanted to translate the wisdom with regard to this business book that I have from Dan Kennedy. That I don't even know how long I've had this. But when it comes to your goal, it's the same process that, like, just entrepreneurship, just business. You're putting it out there. There's a gamble that you might lose, that like, chances are you are going to lose. Chances are you're going to lose repeatedly before you get it. Michael Jordan, he lost, I don't even know, he's probably lost 6 years straight before before the team actually won an NBA championship. And then from then on, they won 6 in a row with, you know, that gap year of him playing baseball. But I'll recite this to you and let me know. Again, you can private message me, you can comment, whatever you want to do. Let me know if this resonates with you when it comes to the goal that you're trying to achieve. Why trying doesn't work. Some people think and talk in terms of trying a business or trying out the entrepreneurial experience. Before achieving major success in business myself, I went through considerable agony, corporate and personal bankruptcy, stress, embarrassment, humiliation, and near starvation. If I'd been just trying, just taking a test drive, I'd have quit. And make no mistake about it, my experience is the norm among ultimately successful entrepreneurs. Rich DeVos plunked down millions to buy the rights to an NBA franchise, the Orlando Magic, apparently to indulge himself. Every year for as long as I can recall, Rich and his lifelong partner, Jay Van Andel, have appeared on the annual Forbes magazine list of the 400 richest men in America. Certainly many envied DeVos as the wealthy, powerful co-founder of Amway Corporation, who was able to buy a basketball team. But I wonder how many envied Rich and Jay when they were barely surviving in business, bottling a liquid cleanser in a decrepit gas station, delivering drums of the gunk, cross country to their few distributors in their own pickup truck, being laughed at by friends and family. My student, client, and friend Jeff Paul most certainly thought about quitting and giving up on his vision of a successful mail order business when he was awash in credit card debt, living with his family in his sister-in-law's basement. But he wasn't trying out the idea. He was committed and determined, and he is wealthy today not because he tried, but because he did. Another client of mine who asked not to be named in this story started in business immediately after going through a bankruptcy and was struggling. His wife even got their minister to try convincing him to stop the foolishness, stop punishing his family, and get a job. His business today makes millions of dollars a year. Fortunately for everybody concerned, including the doubting wife and skeptical minister, my client wasn't just trying out an idea. My occasional client and one of my best friends, Lee Miltier, is universally respected and sometimes envied by her colleagues. Her career as a professional speaker and coach is thriving. As a speaker, she routinely commands $5,000 to $7,000 per speech. But when I met Lee, her speaking career was floundering. She was over $35,000 in the hole, pawning jewelry to print brochures, and taking more calls from bill collectors than from clients. In the asset column of her balance sheet, she had little more than a burning desire and determination to succeed in this unusual business. Although Lee has developed into a great speaker, I frankly know a number of others more naturally gifted, more professionally talented, and more skilled than she is, who failed in their attempts at the business. They tried it, couldn't make it work, and went back to work in other jobs. The reason I bring this up is the goal that you have, whether it's the relationship that you want to have with your kid, whether it's the business that you want to start, whether it's a relationship that you want to have with your parent, whether it's anything that you want to create in life, we do it. There is no try. Chances are you're going to fail. Chances are you're going to lose. And it's because of that, accepting that you are convicted to continue moving forward. I don't care how many no's I get, I'm going for the one yes. I don't care how many times people say I can't do something, I'm going to go forward and continue to do it because I want this to happen. I do not accept limited choices. If you've ever heard someone or maybe you yourself have said like, I just can't do it, or like it just can't be done. That's the invitation. That's the signal, the sign, the green light to be like, all right, what's another way? What am I going to do to make this happen? Because your goal matters to you. Your goal is important. Find another way. Tap into that resourcefulness. Tap into that part of you that says, that doesn't take no for an answer, that says yes, yes, yes all the time. I don't care how many times you say no, I'm going to say yes. Tap into them. That's how you create every single thing that you want. Loving you. Have an outstanding rest of your day. Let me know what stood out to you, if this has made a difference for you. Send me a message, comment. If you have my number, text me. I'll put my number in the description, so this way you can text me too if you have any questions coaching related to. Let me know. Happy to help. Believe in you. Love you. Have an outstanding day.